Hey you guys, last time you saw this engine, we had a piston with a hole in it. And now we got it all back together, back on the dyno, and let's run it again and see how it goes. Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to my shop. Yes, a few videos ago I had this 426 Hemi that belongs to Michael from Pennsylvania. This is the one a few videos ago we had a bad piston. And if you take a good look, the valve did not hit the piston. And there was nothing loose in the cylinder because then it had a lot of little dings in it before it got blown out. You know, when I was trying to get it started at the time, if you guys go back a few videos on this engine, I had Michael's distributor cast iron with the dual points. I tried to get it started with his distributor, and we had a couple of backfires. And then before we know it, we had smoke coming out of the breather, and of course through the valve cover, and we're wondering what happened. So what we did is we removed the pan, removed the cylinder head, and of course removed the cylinder head because we noticed that engine, this cylinder had zero compression compared to the other cylinders. Then we noticed that the piston, cylinder number 1, had a hole in it, a very small hole. We said, what the hell went wrong? I removed the piston and I realized that the machining was done on the wrong side. So we had it replaced by JE piston because they asked me to send it back to them. They want to verify what was wrong with it. And of course they sent me a letter and they stated that yes, the piston was defective. It was machined on the wrong side. So they sent me another one and I had it replaced. So now I've got it in here. I haven't got it running yet. I just want to warm it up, get it running. I want to see if it goes good because I was sure the other 7 pistons were good. So I also have a lot of comments on the video with the pistons and the balancing and whatever. I will get to that at the end of the video. It's a lot of frustration, you know, you put an engine together, and I'm dealing with JE pistons for many, many years. They do good pistons. I've never had any problems with them. But you know what it is to assemble an engine, put it on a dyno, and you didn't even make 1 or 2 tests, and then before you know it, you got a hole in the piston. So it's my time, it's on my back to take it off the dyno, take it apart, remove the pan and so forth, and look for the problem and fix it. Get new gaskets, and then put it all back together, and then put it on the dyno. But you know what, it's part of my job. I like what I'm doing, and you know, now that we got it replaced, I just hope it goes good. So all I need to do right now is get it running, beat it, and see how it goes. There's a lot of comments and a lot of questions, and I want to answer them at the end of the video. So right now, I'm eager to get this engine running. You know, I did not remove the other 7 pistons people were asking me. I looked from underneath. I believe the 7 pistons were good. And I replaced the other one, and they were all the same weight in the first place. So I had that replaced. I noticed that that piston was machined wrong, and I went from underneath on the other ones, and I know that they are good. But you know what? The real test is right now. So let's get it running, rev it up, and see how it goes.
So, will Michael's engine run like it should now that the defective piston has been replaced? Or are there other surprises lurking inside this historic Hemi power plant? Let's find out.
Fuel pump. warm it up. I only had it running for a few seconds last night just to make sure the distributor, I replaced it again with the electronic unit, got it started, then I went home. But right now, I want to warm it up, and I want to see how these pistons are going to perform. Like I said, I believe the other 7 were good, and we had the one replaced. I got it back in there, and let's see how it goes. It's going to take a while. The water is cold, from outside, really cold. It's a very cold day today outside. You can see the barometer is 30.47 right there. And the air temperature inside the engine, inside the room, is 76 degrees. This engine was built by lots of little pieces here and there. You know, we got a block, Michael located a block somewhere else, got a crank from somewhere else, then we got connector rods. You know, this was built like my 528, built in pieces, gathering pieces here and there over so much time. So after all that, we put it all together, we got a complete package. And here we are today with the engine completely assembled, all the pieces are put together, and on the dyno for the second time. That humble idol from a Hemi. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's do it. Okay. All right. Let's just double check everything. Okay, we're gonna start at 2800 RPM and take it to 53. And let's all hope it goes well. Here we go. Let's heat soak the engine first, and then we're gonna start recording all our tests. Here we go. Like I said, let's see it choke the engine and take it from there. Well, it didn't do much anyways. Okay, I'm gonna cool it down now and see what's going on. No, you should do better than that. So now we have to start tuning it, play with the timing. Let me check the air fuel ratio. I'm hoping for a lot more power than that. It seems to be running very rich right here. That's air fuel ratio. It's running rich. Okay, then you go to corrected power. Torque came in at very late RPM. Came in at 4,500 RPM. Okay. Horsepower, we did not hit the 500 and we still have to climb further than 5,300 RPM, but you know what? Let's go to 6,000 RPM and here we go. I'm not gonna touch the timing or anything like that. Better rich than lean, so I'm not touching the carburetors yet. And here we go.
If you hear any problems.
Here we go. That was $6,000.
I think I heard some pinging, Nick.
You did?
Yeah. Doesn't
Okay.
sound too good.
I'll back up the timing. I'm gonna check the timing
How
one more
much the
time.
timing on it?
I don't know. I think it was 36.
I think when you were loading it, I heard some pinging.
Ping it, eh?
Yeah.
That's no good.
I heard some pinging.
Okay, you know what? Let me just shut it down.
Doesn't sound too good.
I'm gonna set up the timing light and we'll see. It's still climbing above 6,000 RPM.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, Nick. It's not making anything. Compression, it has compression.
You know what? It's got, yeah, you know what?
But it's
let me
pinging.
che-
I think it's pinging, Nick. You have a high curve.
Let me check the timing. Let me check the timing.
You
You know what?
go put it to 30 degrees.
How much? 30, yeah.
30, yeah. Put 30.
Okay, we're gonna check the timing. I believe I got it at 36 degrees, but we're gonna have to back it up. Our cylinder pressure is almost 195, 200 PSI. I was hoping for a bit more horsepower, so let's hope the timing air fuel ratio will get to our 550 plus. I got it. It's at 25 without the vacuum. I'm gonna do without the vacuum.
25 degrees. 25.
25. Okay, you heard it pinging at that? You know what, I'm gonna disconnect the vacuum just in
Put
case.
30 degrees. Yeah. Disconnect the vacuum. You got too much advance going. I heard pinging.
You
Make
sure?
it mechanical. Yeah, I heard something. Yeah, of course.
Okay, listen. I won't hook it up. I'll leave it off.
Yeah,
We'll do another test. But
No,
I'm gonna do a test without the vacuum.
Yeah, put
But I should do without the vacuum advanced and mechanical. In case the vacuum has an interference.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you get too much advance.
No, the Phillips 25. I don't know what it does with this. I'm taking it off now.
Yeah.
Now I got 25. I'm going to bring it to 30.
Yeah, 30. We'll go 30.
The timing, we're not exactly 36, it was actually 25. So I don't know if the vacuum had any interference with it. I'm not so sure. I'm going to do it like I always do without the vacuum on the distributor. I'm going to set it to 30 degrees and we'll take it from there. Start it, Phil. I got 30 degrees, let's take it from there. Okay. Okay, I've got 30 degrees and I disconnected the vacuum in case there's any interference. Then I'll work with that later on. But in the meantime, I took it from 25, which it was initially, with the vacuum. So now we took off the vacuum. I went to 30 mechanical and take it from there. And here we go. Okay.
It's 30 degrees total, eh?
30 degrees total, yeah.
Okay.
I revved it until it stopped.
Yeah.
And, you know, I also have the oil temperature too now. Look, the oil sump.
Yeah.
I got the temperature on that too now. Oil pressure is good. Secondary is open up. Air-fuel ratio is still rich. But then again, you know, I want to change the intake manifold at another time, so I'm not going to play with that yet. Let's play with timing right now. Here we go.
You didn't ping this time.
No,
I didn't hear any noises. Now we're advancing now.
Now we need to advance some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to advance
so
some
far
more.
away, Nick.
We're too far away.
We're very far away, man.
Okay,
Maybe it's the carburetor. Something's wrong.
something's wrong. Yeah, we're not making the power we should. I think something's playing with the carburetors, Philip.
Yeah?
I think there's something wrong with the carburetors. I'm not so sure. I'm going to advance the timing another, let's say 4 degrees. I'm going to bring it to 34. I got aluminum heads.
Yeah.
Cylinder pressure is about 195.
You want smoother this time.
Yeah. So let me,
Smoother.
I'm going to advance it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it without the timing
How
light.
about you put 32?
I'm going to put 34. 34.
Today's testing was supposed to be about checking the mechanicals and making sure all the pistons were working correctly after the bad one was replaced. But these brothers can't help but try and get a few more horsepower out of this Hemi while it's still warm on the dyno.
Okay. I'm roughly 34 degrees.
Start her up. You check for noises and check the pipes.
Yeah, okay. Start her up. Okay. Okay.
Right? Sounds good, the lifters.
It's good. It sounds good.
Yeah?
It's quiet. All right.
The lifters don't make noise. The lifters are good, eh?
I think so, yeah. I brought the timer to 34 degrees. I'm sure it's around there, the way I've marked it on the distributor. I'm just gonna cool it down, and then we'll make another test. I think the carburetor's,
It doesn't show any problems with
I'm
it
not
here.
crazy about them. Look. Yeah. Look at
Yeah,
there. It's air fuel ratio. Look at this.
Okay,
12.3.
yeah, it's rich, okay.
Yeah, 12.1, 12.
Yeah, we're running rich, okay.
We're running rich.
We're running rich. Go to number 3. See, the engine's pretty healthy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
The engine looks pretty healthy.
You should do more power than that. You should do more power than that.
There's something to do with the carburetors. Do the carburetors.
I mean, we have good cylinder pressure. We've got good flow. We've got a good cam in there. It's a roller cam hydraulic. Way above 500 lift, right? On this one?
Yeah, you check them.
Yeah. I don't see why
Maybe the heads are
compression
too
is
big.
good.
Maybe the heads are too big. Man.
I think it needs more timing. Let's just try it there. We'll take it from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it now. Do it now. Don't
Let's
wait
go.
till-
Here we go.
We're not going to details now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm concerned about the piston. So far, so good. Doesn't like the timing either, right? No. Not crazy about the power.
Remember I told you with this head, with this setup, you're going to rev to the moon?
Yeah,
You're going there.
yeah, we're gonna get there. We need to rev it more than 6,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
those heads are big. Like, those heads
oh
are
yeah,
really
they're big heads, and they have bigger intake valves. I'm gonna go listen to the, I'm gonna go listen to the valve tray noises if there's any.
Yeah, let's go higher.
Here. Perfect. Good. God, it's not making the power it should.
What's that?
It's not making the power it should, fella.
Nick, the ports are big, Nick. Big valves, Nick.
Yeah, but still,
It's
man.
really
I
big.
think it made more power with the timing further back.
Yeah, but not much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna back up the Dyno. Look,
Go
I think
32. I think 32 would be your.
I think so
ideal
too.
number.
32, huh?
Yeah.
I think so too. I want to check something
Leave it
here.
at 32. You want to jet the carburetors?
No. Yeah, the
I'm going to
timing.
put a full bar on it to see really what it really.
Well, I'm gonna play with it. But right now, well, my concern here, Philip, is that the piston is working. Like I said earlier, this is the engine. We had a piston problem. We had to replace. So far, it's holding. There's no vibrations. It's good. So now we're only looking for power. That's going to be some fine tuning we need to do. And I'm just going to try to back up the time to 2 degrees, like you said. Maybe take it at 32. I think it did better between 30 and between 30 and 34. Here we go. I'm going to cool it down a bit. I was hoping to get at least 550 with the headers and these cylinder heads.
Yeah.
And we did not.
Oh, it's really good. The heads are too big for this combination, Nick.
I know, this would have been a bigger motor with these big heads. Yeah.
Yeah, or higher.
been better,
much
like,
higher RPMs.
on a
Let's go
Ford.
higher too if you want. Let's go higher.
Let's go to 63,
65.
65.
Oh yeah, easy, 65.
65, eh?
Yeah. Big valves, big ports,
Okay.
and a small cubic inch.
6,500 RPM. Why not? Let's do it.
That's what they're meant for, the Hemis.
Here we go, 6,500. Let's see now. Wow. Okay.
I'll go check for noise outside. I'll be outside, okay?
Okay,
For
ready.
noise.
All right, Philip. Sounds good. Okay, our brother's gonna go on the side, see if it pings at all. We're not so sure. It's loud, and you know, when you're in the dining room and when you have the headphones on, it's very hard to hear if it's pinging. So we brought the timing out to 32 degrees. We're gonna take it to 6,500 RPM and see how it goes. Here we go. You guys ready? Here we go, 6,500. Not good enough. Not good enough, Phil. Power came in at 58, 59. No. Yeah. Okay, while you look at that, I'm just going to listen for the valve train noises, just in case. Here we go. My concern right now is power. But I know one thing. I wanted to answer a lot of people's comments on this particular engine with the piston, with the bad piston or defective piston, whatever you want to call it. That piston and the other pistons are working fine. There's no noises, there's no vibrations, and I know it's very good. And the piston's holding in place. And now I just got to figure out the carburation and the timing to get more power out of it. But in the meantime, what I wanted to do is make sure those pistons work. And they're all in place. Don't forget, we had that one piston replaced on this one, still the number one.
Yeah.
And so far, so good. So I'm happy with that. And now we just got to fine tune it, see if we can get more power out of it.
Look how much you dropped.
I know.
A lot.
No, maybe it's valve flow.
Yeah.
Maybe we got valve flow.
Lifters, yeah.
I heard a little crack up at the end there.
Yeah.
I heard that. That's
You
what
know,
they do, yeah.
And then again,
We saw it right here.
yeah, there. It sounds like a.
Look at the drop.
It sounds like a valve float. We might have to increase the spring pressure to bring it at a higher RPM.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds. It did have a misfire at
the
62, 6,300.
Yeah, yeah.
You heard it too, eh, George?
Yeah, that's why I stopped climbing.
So you know what? I think I should increase the spring pressure on it.
Oh my God, it's low.
And then I got to work on the carburetor, lean them out a bit.
Are those original jets in the carburetor?
I do not know, Philip. They came in, the jets. Okay, I have to open them up, take some time into it, look into it, find the jets I want. But that's going to be time. But what I'm concerned right now with my comments, with my viewers on this engine with the piston. Our last video on this engine got a lot of views and a lot of comments. And right now, I'm going to answer as many as I can. And here we go.
James commented that after what happened, he wouldn't trust the other 7 pistons. No way.
I looked underneath and I know they were great. I mean, I know they were good. But I noticed that that piston, something was awkward. Yes, they did weigh all the same in the first place. So did the machine shop who did the balance and the crank. So I figured that that piston was machined on the wrong side, and of course I only had to do one. In the meantime, I did check the other 7, and they were good. And you know, we just proved it. We just ran the engine to 6,500 RPM and didn't let go.
David and many others asked if Nick weighed the pistons prior to assembly.
You know, when the pistons came in, I weighed them on a scale that I got in my engine room, and they all weigh the same. Because I had to know, you know, like sometimes they tell you they weigh in at 8.826 grams on a particular, this engine here with a 426 from JE Pistons. Yes, they all weigh the same. And at the same time, when they go to the machine shop, they weigh them all individually when they balance the crank.
Anthony joined in on one of the most common questions. Where were these pistons made anyway?
I've got another box of pistons here from JE, which are the SRP model. These are the pistons I use, the same model for this Hemi engine. As you guys can see here, it's 100% American made. And you know, a few years back, I was at the JE plant in California. I seen them machine the pistons. Now, are the molds done on a foreign country or China? I'm not sure. I didn't ask that question when I was down there. But I know the machining is done in California. But if you guys want to know, that the problem here was not the mold. The problem was someone machined it on the wrong side of the piston. And yes, this is 100% made in America.
Lots of people were asking, what about those little pieces of piston? Where did they go?
Did it go out through the exhaust? Did it go anywhere else? I'm not sure. Many were asking, maybe it's in the oil pan, tear down the engine. But that piece of aluminum, if it didn't go out the exhaust, maybe it went in the oil pan. I had to remove the oil pan to remove the piston and the connecting rod. I did not find it in the oil pan either. So I don't think it was anywhere. I'm sure it went out the exhaust. And if you see today, we had the engine running quite a few times and there was no issues. And you know, on top of that, it's made out of soft aluminum. It was very, very thin. Will it do any harm? I doubt it very much. Maybe disintegrated or whatever. I wouldn't worry one bit. You know, it was not in the pan, it went out the exhaust. You know, I took out the heads, I removed all the valves. I wanted to make sure there was nothing stuck anywhere, and it was all good.
Hugh seemed to think that Nick had made a mistake and put the piston in backwards.
You cannot put a Hemi piston backwards. Here's one for example. Here is the piston. This is the exhaust side, that's the intake side. So this is how it's installed. For me to put it backwards would be like this. And then in that case, if you would have done that, all the intake valves would have been bent right from the moment I crank it, because this is a higher side of the piston where the intake valve would hit. So did I put it in backwards? I do not think so whatsoever. This is the way it was installed, and this way I did it.
Trevor was asking if Nick would need to rebalance the crankshaft.
No, because the piston I removed was 826 grams, and the new piston I got back in was 826 grams. The other ones I'm sure were good. They were weighed at the machine shop and by myself. Do I need to rebalance the crankshaft? No. You know, when you machine either side, the same amount of metal was removed. And for that reason, when the pistons were here, even though it was machined on the wrong side, it still weighed the same.
T-Mark was asking if the wrist pin would be offset as well.
Yeah, this is not an offset pin, it's dead center. So would it be off? No, I don't blame that at all.
A good number of our viewers were asking if Nick would have to do a complete teardown on the engine.
Why? I had the heads off, I had the intake manifold off. Why would I? I took off the oil pan, but I don't think so. The piece was not anywhere in there. Everything was looked good. All I do is took out the connector rod, replace the piston, put it all together. And as you've seen, I just got it running today to took it at 6,500 RPM. That little piece didn't concern me one bit. It was not in the pan, got blown out, and even though it got stuck anywhere, I doubt it very much. I had all the 16 valves removed out of the heads to make sure no valves were bent. All of them were good. I found no piece loose anywhere. So for that reason, I'm not concerned one bit where that piece went.
Lots of people were suggesting that Nick should send a big invoice to the piston company.
Any parts I buy in the performance world, Comp Cam, Bullet, J Pistons, Diamond, they all have the same thing. If you guys read it right here, it's on everybody's box, every manufacturer. It's called a warranty disclaimer.
Due to the nature of performance applications, all JE products are sold without any express warranty or any implied warranty of versatility or fitness for a particular purpose. JE Pistons shall not, under any circumstances, be liable for any special, incidental, or consequential damages, including but not limited to damages or loss of other property or equipment, loss of profits or revenue, cost of purchase or replacement goods, or claims of customers of the purchaser which may arise and or result from the sale, installation, or use of these parts. JE Pistons reserves the right to make product improvements and changes without notice and without incurring liability with respect to similar products previously manufactured. These pistons are designed primarily for off-highway use, check state and federal laws or emissions regulations, not legal for sale or use on pollution-controlled vehicles.
So this goes for all the manufacturers, you guys. Is JE going to pay for anything? I doubt it very much. But I did get a letter, like I mentioned earlier in the video here that I showed you guys, that yes, they were at fault. They did replace the one piston. They've also asked me to check the other 7, which I found they were okay. So they sent me a new piston I also had to replace. Would they pay for it? Would I make a lawsuit on that? No, I don't care. You know what? Between my customer and I'm not going to charge for anything of this. It is my pleasure. It is my passion. I did what I can. And I know Michael is involved and wants to help me out, which I understand. Michael, thank you very much, by the way. And I just want to say, you know, okay, so it costs us a few gaskets, a few hours on the labor, and of course, putting it back on the dyno. You know, that's who I am. That's what I'm all about. So there you have it. And would I buy another JE piston? Yes, I've used them for many, many years. They are great pistons. It's just that one employee, maybe Monday morning or Friday afternoon, got the pistons and machined one piston on the opposite end of the top of the piston. So I'm not gonna blame JE. Okay, maybe you should have checked the pistons before they're shipped out to a customer. But you know, because of one employee making a mistake, no, I'm not gonna say anything. But I know that SRP, JE pistons, or any manufacturer, they make good stuff. And will I buy from them again? Yes, I will. You know, I just learned one thing from all this. And the reason I put it on YouTube, on video, is for people that buy this stuff, they all have a disclaimer warranty. And I've learned something new. As of now, when somebody comes in, you gotta look closer. You gotta look closer at every piece before you assemble it. Me, myself, as an engine builder, yes, I've never had this issue. I found one now after so many years, but I'm gonna look closer. Now, I'm telling you guys, I'm passing it on for you guys to see that. You know, mistakes do happen. You know, it's a human error. What can you do? So there you have it. Now that you guys seen this engine running, okay, now the piston's held in place, there's no vibrations. My job right now is to look for a little bit more horsepower and maybe shim up the springs, get at a higher RPM level and look for more horsepower. But my goal was to making sure that the pistons went well. And I'm happy with that. There's no rear seal leaking. There's no valve train noises. Nothing let go. We took it at 6,500 RPM. Yes, I see a little valve float going on. So am I happy? Yes. And I want to give a big thank you to Michael, our client who owns this engine. And Michael, I'm not done yet. Don't worry, I'm going to still work on it. And I want to give him a big thank you. And of course to all our viewers. And I hope I've answered all the comments as best as I can for all our viewers. And you guys, thanks for watching us here on Nick's Garage. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.